Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Has Scott Morrison failed the character test posed by his Warringah candidate Katherine Deves? For months there has been a great deal of debate about Scott Morrison's character. Now, in the controversy over Katherine Deves, the Liberal candidate for Warringah who Morrison refused to dump despite a string of offensive social media posts, we have seen the Prime Minister fail a significant character test. Ignoring the public and private calls by Liberals, not all of them moderates, for Deves to be disendorsed, Morrison said on Thursday, the day nominations closed, "I've been in contact with Katherine again today, encouraging her." Morrison has not only refused to budge, but tried to turn the argument back on his critics. He condemned those who are seeking to cancel Katherine, simply because she has a different view on the issue of women and girls in sport, and attacked the pylon. In a revealing comment, he also said, "I think Australians are getting pretty fed up with having to walk on eggshells every day because they may or may not say something one day that is going to upset someone." This reminded those with long memories of remarks by John Howard in the wake of the maiden speech of Pauline Hanson, who had been disendorsed by the Liberals for the 1996 election over racist remarks but won anyway. One of the great changes that have come over Australia in the last 6 months is that people do feel able to speak a little more freely and openly about how they feel. In a sense, a pall of censorship on certain issues has been lifted, Howard said. Howard was trying to tap into a backlash against political correctness, although later he had to change his tune, partly because of the feeling in urban Liberal seats. Morrison's target is cancel culture. A case of risky political judgment. Deves was Morrison's pick. In one of the long-delayed pre-selections in the NSW Liberal Party, she was chosen by a committee of 3 including NSW Premier Dominic Perrottet and former Liberal Party Federal President Chris McDivan. Morrison wanted women in as many of these seats as possible. He later said he wasn't aware of Deves's transphobic posts, which is extraordinary given they were recent, numerous, rumored within the party, and basic vetting would have found them. One theory has been Morrison believes Deves's views on keeping women and girls from having to compete against transgender people in sport will resonate in certain seats. The flip side would be that he is dismissing the possible cost of her offensive tweets in teal seats where Liberal incumbents face high-profile independents. If he does think she brings wider advantage, it would be an appallingly cynical calculation and a risky political judgment. Election news. In his defense of Deves, Morrison is framing the issue in a misleading way on several fronts. It is not a case of critics wanting to cancel her. It is a question of whether she is a suitable candidate for the Liberals. People have the right to express all sorts of unsavory views. But to be accepted as a candidate by a major party, a person should have to pass a much higher test, because by endorsing them the party is telling the electorate their values align with its own. Read more. Morrison also tries to frame Deves's tweets as insensitive. They went way beyond insensitive, they were downright offensive. He suggests she was expressing herself badly on her issue of protecting women and girls in sport. But in fact, her tweets go far wider. As the days pass, more and more posts emerge. Sam Maiden this week on news.com.au reported Deves's posting in 2021, "Surrogacy is a human rights violation. Women's bodies are not vehicles for a vanity project." In another post reported by Maiden, Deves said of people who didn't fight moves towards gender fluidity, "I have no doubt these people would imagine themselves to be part of the French resistance in WWII, but no, they are the villagers who watched the trains go by, ignored the clouds of soot and smoke and joined the party to get good jobs. They are complicit." Morrison says Deves apologized for her posts. But was that the easy way out? It is a bit hard to see this as a major change of heart, given the posts were multiple and recent. A fight with broad consequences. The row over Deves could have major implications, in particular for the fights in 2 Liberal Sydney seats, North Sydney, Trent Zimmerman, and Wentworth. Dave Sharma, where there are high-profile Teal candidates. Deves came up in the debate between Sharma and Teal independent Allegra Spender on Thursday. Also, it is hard to see how she can campaign effectively in Warringah, held by independent Sali Steggall. The Liberals were never expected to have much chance of dislodging Steggall. Now she's considered a shoo-in. It is instructive to compare Morrison's obduracy over Deves and his reaction when he came under attack.